Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1007.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about women in crypto and the latest study that was very interesting, finding trends about what women think about crypto and what their plans are for crypto. And this is appropriate because yesterday was International Women's Day, which was really fun. So happy International Women's Day to you, women. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, I want to give you a little bit of a report on what's going on in the markets, because I know this volatility is very scary and people are concerned about what's going on, and rightly so. But I do think we have a big rebound coming soon. And I don't know whether the bottom is actually in this time or not, but I think we are very close. There's maximum pessimism happening right now, which is always a good indicator that most of the bad news is already priced in. Now, in a wartime scenario, different things can just start to happen and you can't plan for them. So I can't know if something could escalate overnight, but what I do know is that we're due for a bounce. We're oversold here. It looks to me like we could be going into a more positive time. And the precious metals may cool down a little bit. They've been on fire, hot, going up strongly, and they need to take a little bit of profits off the table. You'll probably get a dip in the mining stocks, and that would be a good buying opportunity on any dip in silver or in mining stocks, because the rest of the year, especially starting in April, I think they're going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to the metals and miners to be the stars this year, and we can already start to see how that has started and how they're doing so well already, being in the double-digit positive returns for the year to date. The NASDAQ is having the toughest time, but I do think that that is creating a great buying opportunity, and I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I think in our near future, there's a huge rebound coming. So whether that is some sort of negotiated settlement in the war, which, by the way, yesterday, Ukraine said they would stop trying to be a member of NATO. And if that happens, that removes a lot of the friction between the two countries. So that was a positive improvement. We may also see a negotiated settlement. We may see something else happen. I don't know. But in the second and the third quarter, we're going to have such strong performance and such a strong turnaround that you're going to be really happy if you use this opportunity right now to buy. So I can't necessarily guarantee the absolute bottom on any particular day, but this is a good buying opportunity and you can scoop up some bargains. And this is the kind of scary time to buy. And that's exactly why you can get bargains, is this kind of uncertainty. So take advantage of it. All right, let's talk about women in crypto, because I thought this was an interesting trend. And I'm all for women getting into crypto. I have noticed that women really like crypto. It's easier to invest with, I think. It's easier to understand. There's certainly a lot more fun in crypto. I know I enjoy the fun side of crypto. And this study was done on 1,000 women, and it was conducted in January, and they were between the ages of 18 and 65, and it said 92% of women surveyed have heard about crypto, with almost 1 in 4, about 24%, who already own crypto. So good job. In contrast, 80% still find it difficult to understand, and 72% believe investing is too risky. So there, I think we in the financial field have done a poor job of educating and making it easy to understand, and that's on us. But I do have my cryptocurrency podcast list, which is a selected list of crypto podcasts. You can just go to my website at lindapjones.com, and on the front page, I've got one of the squares there that says click here for my cryptocurrency podcast playlist. And that will take you to a list of podcasts that I have so that you can just automatically have them curated there. You can just listen to the ones you want to hear. And I talk about XRP and Dogecoin and some others and why institutions are buying cryptocurrencies, why this is such a fabulous investing opportunity, why this is going to be the biggest trend in our lifetimes to build massive wealth, in my opinion. So back to the study. The study also found that 1/3 of women intend to purchase cryptocurrency in 2022, and 60% said they would buy crypto in the next 3 months. So that's very interesting. I don't know what it is about the next 3 months, but I'm glad that you're going to get your toe in the water and try something. And that's another thing about crypto is it doesn't take a lot of money to get started. You can definitely even just take a few dollars. You know, I talked the other day about your Quantum Wealth account, and that was buying XLM, which is around 20 cents. So you can get a lot, even for a few dollars. And that's a really great thing. And there's also cryptocurrencies that are less expensive than that. But of course, you don't just look at price in terms of why you're buying a crypto. But I'm just saying, it doesn't take a lot of money to invest in crypto. Even my very favorite cryptocurrency XRP is still selling around 75 cents. A complete and utter bargain. And I think a price that we won't be able to see in the next 3 years as we gain more adoption and as cryptocurrencies go mainstream. And that's really what we're waiting for because we are still early in this trend. And while money is flowing in, we don't even have crypto regulations yet. And that's something that we should get the executive order from the White House with some guidelines for the regulations for the next 3 to 6 months for Congress to work on. So they're working on the regulations this year. And once we get regulations, that's going to create a highway for pension plans, institutions, sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds, etc., to invest in cryptocurrencies. Those that aren't able to invest in it yet because we don't have the clarity of the laws and the legality around it are eventually going to be able to invest in it. Because if you go to your stockbroker today, there's really only a couple of things you can invest in, and that would be like a Bitcoin ETF, which I really don't recommend. The fees are very high, and you don't own the Bitcoin. It's really not an ideal situation to invest that way, so I definitely don't recommend it. But once we get legislation, I think the gates are going to open wide, and there's going to be the actual cryptocurrencies that you'll be able to buy through your broker-dealer. And so that's going to change everything. And that's when the floodgates will really open. Now, back to the survey. It says 24% of the participants own cryptocurrencies. And of those who do, 70% are hodlers, or hold on for dear life, hodl, having acquired the asset but never selling it, compared to 55% for the market as a whole. So women tend to be more sold on their cryptocurrency, I think, and want to hold on to it. They do tend to hold longer with stocks, and that has meant the difference in women having higher investing scores than men because women do tend to hold the assets longer. Per the survey, almost 45% of women said they knew how to buy cryptocurrency, up from 23% just 6 months ago. So that's almost double the women in 6 months learned how to invest in cryptocurrency. So good for you, ladies. The article goes on to say that women want to work in tech, and they're definitely looking to work for cryptocurrency companies or blockchain companies. So I think that's really exciting. And I think that is going to go a long way to closing the wealth gap. And I think cryptocurrencies can do that because they will have higher compounding rates, in my opinion, over the long term, as these companies are younger, growing faster, and in a booming technology space that has years to grow. And we're still so early on in this that I think it's a good idea to be a hodler or be a long-term holder of your cryptocurrency, because it is going to take a few years for these to really take off. When that money floods in as we get clarity and legislation, and we'll see billions and billions of dollars coming in to invest in cryptocurrencies, and investment funds wanting to own a percentage of their fund in cryptocurrencies, that means they're going to ramp it up to 1%, 2%, 3% of the fund, up to 5% of the fund. This money is going to flood into cryptos in a big way, but we're not quite there yet. The advantage of that is that we still have these really low prices to ourselves. So this is the time to take advantage of that and be accumulating your cryptocurrencies, especially the ones I mentioned in my book, which have to do with the ISO 20022 messaging system, which in some cases we have identified are part of the new financial system, which has been planned long in advance and has been underway and tested for a very long time. So this works to our advantage to have more time to accumulate more cryptos, to not have to necessarily invest that much money, but to be able to get them at a very low price. So all in all, I think this is a great time to invest in cryptos as long as you keep a long-term time horizon and as long as you are committed to holding on to them and not letting the intense volatility scare you, because cryptos are really volatile, much more volatile than stocks. So you've got to have a stomach for that and just be able to hold through it. Buying the winning technologies that are going to be dominant in the future and that have the utility and use cases are so important. But once you've done your homework and you're sure about what you own and why you own it, then invest in it and hang on to it, because I think we've got several years ahead of us of good returns coming, and that day when cryptocurrency is going to be the craze where everybody wants to jump in. But we are not there yet. We are far from a bubble. This is not even close to having everyone invested in cryptocurrency, and this survey is part of showing us that not everybody is invested in crypto yet. And after all, that's what a bubble is when everybody's already in. So you can see we are far from a bubble, and the people that are calling this a bubble really aren't in touch with that. So know that we're early. Know that you want to buy the dominant cryptocurrencies that are going to be the long-term winners. Take advantage of these low prices, buy the dips, hang on and hodl for the long term. And that is a winning strategy. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available so you never miss one of them. And if you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, check out my new book, 3 Steps to Quantum Wealth, The Wealth Heiress's Guide to Financial Freedom by Investing in Cryptocurrencies. It's available on Amazon and there is a link in the show notes. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.